A 21-year-old man from Oxford has been charged with being a member of so-called Islamic State, officials from the Kurdish region of Syria have said. Jack Letts, dubbed Jihadi Jack, traveled to Syria in 2014 and was later captured by the Kurdish-led YPG, the group fighting against IS, when he left IS territory. Officials told the BBC Mr. Letts had been captured in May 2017. Mr. Letts has previously said he is opposed to IS. A statement given to the BBC from the Democratic Federation of Northern Syria DFNS, a self-declared autonomous region, said Mr. Letts had been taken to a prison in Kamishli, Rojava, northern Syria. It said the case was still under investigation by the local police force of the DFNS, the Asayish. This marks the first time that Kurdish forces have confirmed the capture of Mr. Letts as a prisoner of war. Mr. Letts converted to Islam while at Cherwell Comprehensive School in Oxford. He traveled to Jordan, aged 18, in 2014, having dropped out of his A-levels. By the autumn of that year he was in IS-controlled territory in Syria. He married in Iraq and now has a child. His parents have denied he went to Syria to fight with IS, and started a petition that claimed he had disappeared in a Guantanamo-style black site in Kurdish-controlled territory. But Sinam Mohammed, the European representative of DFNS, strongly disputed this. She told the BBC that its judicial bodies respected international human rights law and were treating Mr. Letts in accordance with the Geneva Convention and international human rights standards. "We refute all these baseless allegations," she said. John Letts and Sally Lane have said that since July they have had no confirmation that their son is still alive. They conducted a week-long hunger strike in protest, claiming that the British government had not done enough to help their son. Ms. Mohammed's statement said, "The Democratic Federation of Northern Syria's policy with regard to prisoners of war is clear and fair. ISIS brought inexplicable levels of terror on the peoples of northern Syria/Rojava. Despite this fact, the DFNS is not less committed than European countries to treating the fighters from this terror group according to international human rights standards." This statement for the first time has shed light on the situation regarding the possible handover of Mr. Letts, who also has a Canadian passport, to British authorities. It explained that Kurdish officials were willing to hand over prisoners of war to their original country after being properly investigated. It said, Jack Letts is currently under investigation by local and global anti-terror units. Once the investigation is concluded, the outcome will be communicated to Jack's parents, and their legal representatives and to the officials of relevant governments. Therefore, we ask the parents of Jack Letts and their legal representative to ask the UK and Canadian governments to officially request the handover of Jack Letts from the officials of the DFNS so that the handover can proceed officially. However, so far there has been no official request from neither Canadian or British governments. There has been significant debate over what should happen to British IS fighters who are still in Syria. Earlier this week, Rory Stewart, the Minister for International Development, said such people are a serious danger to us and should therefore die. "I am afraid we have to be serious about the fact these people are a serious danger to us, and unfortunately the only way of dealing with them will be, in almost every case, to kill them," he said. However, Security Minister Ben Wallace has previously told the BBC that the government's preference is for suspected IS fighters to be returned to the UK to face prosecution. "We have planned and prepared for the risk posed by British returnees as Daesh is defeated," he said. "Our ultimate aim is to prosecute, but it's not straightforward." John Letts and Sally Lane have pleaded not guilty to charges of funding terrorism after being accused of sending cash to their son. Their solicitor has said they have declined to comment. The Foreign Office said, "The government is unable to provide support to British nationals in Syria as the UK government does not have consular representation there."